Increasing market share in global markets is not easy, especially in a competitive segment such as luxury cars. Rapidly became a well-known brand in many countries, especially in China. When it comes to purchasing, compared to other brands like Mercedes-Benz, Lexus, Maseratis, and BMWs, Infiniti is less expensive. Not only is Infiniti a great company to purchase vehicles from because of the price, but also because it offers luxury and high speed. Its route to becoming popular on a global scale was due to Infiniti building a marketing platform that helped it reach audiences all over the world. Red Bull became extremely popular because it not only created a product without touring, but it also was one of the few that sponsored extreme sports. When Infiniti joined forces with Red Bull and the best driver in the world, Sebastian Vettel, Infiniti presented the idea of being innovative and taking the challenge that comes with marketing. Its strategy aims to improve awareness of the brand and highlight the superiority of its products, and who better to do it with if it's not with our four consecutive winners of Formula One, Red Bull and Sebastian Vettel. The partnering with Red Bull and Sebastian Vettel provides Infiniti with the amount needed to be able to reach audiences on a global scale. Formula One racing has a global audience and is a perfect showcase for high performance cars and technology. The fact that Sebastian Vettel wanted to help design a new luxury car with Infiniti model, it demonstrates the strength of the brand and its cars. In addition, Sebastian Vettel extended his contract until the end of this 2015 year, which shows the value of Infiniti Red Bull Racing because he stays instead of accepting offers from Mercedes-Benz and Ferrari. The consecutive victories of the drivers and the constructors has led Infiniti Red Bull Racing to be one of the most successful and fearsome sponsors in Formula One because of its performance, delivery, and capacity to perform. Red Bull has wanted to gain more audience by wanting to bring back the fun in being involved with Formula One. One way in which they went about incorporating fun again was when Mark Gallagher became a part of Red Bull Racing, who had been a spokesperson in Formula One for almost 30 years. Red Bull also launched a magazine in 2005 called the Red Bulletin that is currently released every month, 4 times per race weekend, and distributed to the paddock and to the public relatively close to the grandstand at each section of the track. Infiniti was born from an already well-known Japanese brand called Nissan. Nissan is considered the parent of Infiniti, and even though they have the same creator, Infiniti bases every creation by taking its character of modern Japanese luxury in its heart. Formula One accepted the partnership between Infiniti and Red Bull since both had consumers already. Despite the economic downfall there has been in the United States and parts of other countries, Formula One is generating an increase in its revenues and profits. In the course of approximately 10 years, Formula One has increased its revenues from millions to billions. In 2012, it made $1.6 billion dollars as opposed to in 2003 when it only made $729 million. Formula One generates income from promoters, broadcasters, and sponsors. Formula One has developed clauses and clever strategies that has made it very successful. Hosting the Grand Prix in Japan this year was a very tactical strategy on Formula One's part. The Formula One calendar is only allowed 20 races a year because the teams refuse to participate in more races than that. But if there were to be more races per year, Formula One and the competitors' income would increase dramatically. The chief executive, Bernie Ecclestone, then decided that it would be a good idea to take races to emerging markets. The reason why Asian countries accepted to host a Formula One is because it is a good way to do two things: put their country on the global sporting map and to increase audiences for Formula One. Formula One is the most watched sport in the world with approximately 500 million viewers a year. Therefore, being a part of such a popular event is an amazing way to get your country on television where millions of people will watch, go on tours, and make the country be known on a sports level. Formula One by itself serves as a way to make brands known since it is a sport seen all over the world. Infiniti initially sold vehicles in North America in 1989 and the marketing network for Infiniti vehicles now includes over 230 dealers in over 15 countries. That was a rapid growth for an automobile company that did not yet have consumers. In 2003, Infiniti reintroduced its brand to Japan with a hybrid-powered vehicle similar to the Q50 to go on sale in 2014, but still keeping the gasoline-powered Skyline versions of the Q50. In the year 2013, Infiniti introduced a new product called Q30. The Q30 presented at the Frankfurt Motor Show. This vehicle is very unique because it is not a coupe, it is not a crossover, and it's not a hatchback. It's a combination of all three. The creation of Q30 came to be when Infiniti and Mercedes-Benz reached an agreement in which both will share its technological secrets. Now, Red Bull has admitted that when marketing, it focuses on repurposing and targeting its products to the youth. Infiniti does the same. The Q30 idea incorporates the highest aspects of crossovers, hatchbacks, and coupes for a new generation of consumers searching for a luxurious, tailored alternative to traditional vehicles. Q30 began to produce this year in Sunderland, which also exposes the fact that Infiniti brand is now expanding throughout Europe. Although the Q30 will not be ready until 2017, it offers the spaciousness of a hatchback, the sportiness of a coupe, and the look of a crossover. These three styles of cars, regardless of what brand, are being combined because Infiniti wants to capture younger generations of people, consumers, with this absolutely incredible contemporary design. With this specific model, Infiniti is changing the attitudes of traditional and conventional vehicles by creating an entirely new class of premium compact vehicles. Infiniti promises inspired performance, and the Q30 is definitely an inspiring work of art. Red Bull has been in Formula One businesses for nearly 20 years, and that is something that Infiniti has held on to because Red Bull has a high credibility and expectancy in what it does at the races. Red Bull was very astute in buying Jaguar from Ford that was already situated in the United Kingdom. It used Jaguar to promote its products more than the desire to win the races. After a couple of years of purchasing Jaguar in 2012 to be exact, Red Bull increased their staff by hiring approximately 300 people. The most important hirings, though, were three that increased the popularity of Red Bull: the hiring of Christian Horner, Adrian Newey, and Sebastian Vettel. Infiniti has partnered with a great company because the benefit to Red Bull in reality comes from exposing both brands. It has the most prominent logos on the cars of both Red Bull Racing and its sister Formula One team, Toro Rosso, which is based in Italy and is also owned by the drinks company. In just the past 5 years, Red Bull has made approximately $1.6 billion in advertising value equivalent from Formula One, which balances the $1.2 billion it has spent on Red Bull Racing and Toro Rosso investments. In Jerez, Spain, earlier this year, Red Bull surprised Formula One when it presented its new creation, RB11, in the pre-season testing. Their creation is a camouflage car that has a black and white paint scheme resembling a zebra that was created with the intention to deviate the ability for the opposers to obtain important information of the vehicle. In the preseason testing, Red Bull actually completed more laps in the first hour than last year, and probably have been one of the reasons why RB was created. Red Bull's team principal, Christian Horner, states that RB11 is meant to stop rivals from getting detailed shots of the car, and the design tricks your eyesight. Additionally, Renault has reached an agreement with Red Bull to make Renault only manufacture for Red Bull and no other team. This agreement is very significant because Renault has been a famous brand since around the 1990s and has manufactured for other clients. In addition, Renault made an alliance with Nissan in 1999 to make sure that each is doing things in benefits of the other. Keeping in mind that Nissan created Infiniti, this alliance strongly benefits Infiniti. Both Infiniti and Red Bull target younger and newer generations of people. The way Infinity and Red Bull market their products is by creating designs that are technologically more advanced than its competitors, but still keeping their promise of the benefits and experiences that consumers expect from them. Both brands have been in the industry for decades and have gained recognition throughout the years because they have kept their promise. Infinity has shown the public how their automobiles are useful, and Red Bull as well with its energy drinks. Red Bull was already known in Austria since around the time of its creation, and years later came to the United States where it was very well received by the youth. Infinity has created luxury vehicles at lesser prices from its competitors. Lesser prices always persuades people into buying the products because the competitors have high ones. Infinity provides vehicles that appease the body, providing what brands like Mercedes-Benz has, but also including the fact that it's less expensive. Infinity used a pricing strategy where it initially sets its price low to ignite its population in the market and its popularity as well. In Red Bull's initiation in the United States, it advertised through commercials that its products gave wings, and sometimes literally. At this time, it was directly targeted to people who needed an extra boost throughout their day, like high school students and college students. Their commercials, bulletin ads, and billboards really paid off when more and more people began to consume Red Bull. This advertising generated Red Bull millions of dollars to create newer products. Infinity sells its cars through retail dealers, even though you could build your own vehicle through their website. Red Bull, on the other hand, sells its products through wholesale, retail, export, and the internet. When clients buy products through wholesale, they pay less than if they were purchasing retail. Red Bull does not sell its products through an equal or less price than what their cost to make the product is, though. Infinity and Red Bull employ hundreds of people who are required to provide the best for the public and keep them and the company happy. They have to remember, though, that not all countries and people are the same. They have to consider all cultures and provide what they need in terms of products and services. Infinity Red Bull has maintained a stable relationship with the public by advertising its unison and how well they have performed as one. Red Bull has sponsored events, and Formula One has been its best thus far. When hosting events, Red Bull and Infinity have offered free products to the people present as a way to promote their brand. Through social media, Red Bull has engaged consumers with ideas of sportsmanship, heroism, and perfection. They have created extreme videos that show bravery to the fullest, evoking the rush that the energy drink gives people. Red Bull has Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook accounts that actively get the fans and public involved. Red Bull has become very technologically savvy and has figured a way to approach future fans and future consumers. Many say that these newer generations are all about the internet and social media. Therefore, Red Bull has explored many options to let their products, aliases, and etc. be known and increase their popularity.